Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs, false flag terror attacks, Bill Gates, Henry Kissinger, New World Order mind control, Bank of America stealing homes with cut and paste mortgage loans, police, state, taser guns, FEMA camps, land run, Monsanto rules the food supply while Big Pharma dopes your mind, prison system, puppeteers, foundations, fund the fears, fund the evil through the years, the world's not as it appears. CIA smuggles drugs while Wachovia and Wells Fargo launder them, then give the proceeds to the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank. Now the IRS takes money out of every single check. Money created out of thin air and leave you with debt. They want to make you a serf, a slave to their demand. They want to take your life in every way they can. Fluoride, GMO, vaccines, chemtrails, United Nations genocide. The world they show us is not real. This is how they kill and steal. Rothschild, Bundy, Rockefeller, Club of Rome. On the Georgia guys, soldiers written in stone. Cut through the matrix, awaken to the lies. Do not be hypnotized. We are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please keep listening, everybody. In case there's a break in the stream or anything happens, I'll be back. We have this occasionally. I think this was just a computer overload here. I really can't be sure because there's so much goddamn COINTELPRO attacks on this show. But I'm glad everybody's watching and the viewership is growing, and God bless you all. And we're going to be addressing the Medical Mafia today with some great commentary directly from the late Eustace Mullins. But I'd be remiss to talk about the cancer situation, the cancer industry, and that's what it is. It is an industry, and unfortunately, we are undoubtedly controlled by this medical mafia. And I'm going to go into the inner workings of the medical mafia, its foundations, and how it started. And then we'll be joined later in the broadcast by a couple of special guests. But I don't want to waste too much time on this because some time has already elapsed due to some streaming errors or computer malfunctions, what have you, and I apologize for that. And thank you for sticking with me here and sticking with the truth, of course. And I'm going to show you some important information. If they haven't already fried me out here with this thing that I had set up. Seems last time I did this, for some reason, the stream said that it wasn't allowed, and I don't know. There was an error, try again. I do use a lot of CPU, and I can see a difference between a stream error and a computer overload, and I think I was a little overloaded there, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. Trying to get out the best quality broadcast in high def. So we are in high def, we are streaming, and I'm using like 93% of my CPU, so that would explain it. Alright, this is Eustace Mullins. I guess it was about 1988 or 89. He's talking about the medical mafia. He's talking about the connection to the presidents and Bush and the people that he puts into place in the medical mafia and the controllers, which are basically through the Rockefeller medical conspiracy through Sloan Kettering for the cancer side and many other aspects. But again, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Sheng Wang of Boston University School of Medicine was found to be, his cancer research was found to be misconducted, fraudulent, and contained altered results. We're going to talk about this later. And what's most unsettling is the fact that his research had been previously accepted and used as a cornerstone from which all were to base subsequent cancer research. So it's a critical information here, and that's from Andre Evans, an activist post. And we'll go over some more of that a bit later, but here is Eustace Mullins.
Now, the murder by injection, which is the topic of my speech tonight, is a survey of our healthcare system. Now, when I started this book, I started from scratch because I had had practically no experience with doctors or hospitals in my life. And I really had no idea how they operated or what they were up to. And as I got into it, I really was horrified to find out what is really being done in the name of medicine in this country. Now, there were three people whom I used as guidestones in my research. They were Dr. Emanuel Josephson of New York, whom I had known many years ago, and he wrote a book in 1939 called Your Life is Their Toy, which was a very early book about the drug trust. Now, the second man was a former Washington sports writer named Morris Beale. And,
homeopathic remedy here for coffee.
Oh, give me that, because this just hit me. What, just dropping
It's
in?
under the tongue. There's some under the tongue. That's
I don't know. No. I hope that'll do it. No, of course, like many of us, I've been fighting a cold the last few weeks. But this one had pretty well disappeared, I thought. Oh, yes, Morris Beale, B-E. Yeah, that's right. B-E-A-L-L-E. Now, Morris Beale was a Washington sports writer and journalist who, when he found out what the doctors were doing, that he thought that was more interesting than any sports games that he had ever looked into. So he started to write about that. And he was the first person, as far as I know, to discover that the Rockefellers controlled all of the major drug companies. Now, when I first read that in Morris Beale, I said, well, this man certainly has done some good work, but he simply is going too far to say this. Now, one family could not control all of the major drug companies. Well, I researched it out, and I found that he was absolutely correct. And in fact, in Murder by Injection, I give the list of officers and directors of each of the major 18 drug companies in the world, and every one of those companies has 2 or 3 people from the Rockefeller interests on their boards. So the influence is very blatant, it's omnipresent, and they do control this entire situation. Now, the third man whom I benefited from was, of course, the late Dr. Robert Mendelsohn, who died very untimely last year. And it was Dr. Mendelsohn who coined the phrase, the Church of Modern Medicine, because he said that medical practice had now become a temple and that its practitioners were beyond reproach, they were little tin gods, and that the people had to do whatever they were ordered to do by these people. He elaborated on this by saying that this Church of Modern Medicine has 4 holy waters, which are vaccination, fluoridation, the silver nitrate, and intravenous feeding. And he commented that as a practicing physician himself, he had found all 4 of these things to be of very doubtful merit in medical practice. But of course that didn't discourage them. They still swear by those 4 things, particularly vaccination and fluoridated water. And one of the last things that Dr. Mendelsohn said before he passed away, he told a friend, Clint Miller, he said, you know, I've had to come to the conclusion that all of our doctors today are nothing but drug pushers. And that was a harsh assessment, but I would tend to agree with him, because what the doctors are doing, they're simply writing prescriptions for the drug trust and loading people up with all these things. And in the Library of Congress, I found some very small, unknown books by various doctors, doctors who were dissenting from the medical practice over the past 50 or 60 years. One of them was a Dr. W.B. Clark of Indiana, and in his book, I found a very interesting sentence. He said, I never saw a case of cancer in an unvaccinated person. Now, he wrote this in 1936. So, to me, that was quite a revelation. And other doctors have said the same thing, that vaccination is really a time bomb within the human system that can go off 5 years, 10 years, 40 years after the have the vaccination, you can have this time bomb go off. You can have a stroke, a heart attack, because it's always there in your system. You never get rid of it, and apparently it's always an alien force in your physique. Now, one of the things that I have found in the healthcare movement in this country is that we tend to be too modest about the situation. Some of them call it alternative health care. But I say that it's not an alternative, because the alternative really is death if you don't get away from this malpractice of the licensed physicians. So to me, the choice is between health care and unhealthy care. So what you want to find is the health care which will benefit you, and you want to stay away from the unhealthy care and the drugs and radical surgery of the AMA. Now, modern medicine today in the United States is a $650 billion a year business. And it is a business. It's not a profession. It's strictly a business. Now, our new president is very concerned about health care problems. He is so concerned that he has chosen a presidential commission on health care.
George H.W. Bush.
And as chairman of this commission, he has named Senator John D. Rockefeller IV. So you have nothing more to worry about, because the family that controls the drug trust is now carrying out Bush's recommendation to improve health care in the United States. So you see, things are in good hands. Now, I was really shocked at how political the AMA was when I began to investigate it, because I say I'd never had any contact with it. I did meet a doctor here in Florida who was so disgusted with what his fellow doctors were doing to the American people that he didn't quit the AMA, he quit the medical profession. And he even gave me his card. He said, "Eustace, you can have my card." So I have a card as membership in the AMA today. Of course, it's not in my name, but I do have the card. And he would not practice anymore, and this man was a very conscientious physician, and I think he could have done a lot of good. But you see, what happens is you cannot be an individual in medical practice today because of the unionization of the profession, and even as a conscientious physician, he would have to go and be on the staff of a hospital or take his patients over to a hospital where he would know personally that they were not going to be treated the way they should be. And rather than endure that, he just got out of the whole profession. Now
I'm going to talk about this for a little bit. I lost internet connection. Now it's attempting to reconnect. Looks as though I'm still recording. Okay, so at least I'm recording, but something's messing with my internet connection. So I guess it wasn't my imagination, because I reduced my CPU, so it's not that. But anyway, moving forward here, I did a lot of research on this, and again, the Rockefeller Syndicate, from his work that he's discussing here, both the Rockefeller family fortune and the considerable portion set aside in the foundations of the Rockefeller Syndicate are effectively insulated against any type of government control. Fortune magazine noted August 4th, 1986, that John D. Rockefeller Jr. had created trusts in 1934, which at that time amounted to $2.3 billion. Another $200 million had been set aside for the Abbey Rockefeller branch. The Five Sons had trusts in which amounted to $2 billion as well. So they've had this incredible wealth and created, backed the entire medical mafia, all the schools, all the medical schools, all these cancer hospitals. They're big into cancer. And remember, Avery Rockefeller, William Avery Rockefeller, the patriarch of the family, was a snake oil salesman who sold fraudulent snake oil products. Interestingly enough, that's how. But you know, they get away with this. You know, again, it goes back to the realization that we do indeed live under the dictates of the Rockefeller Syndicate, and it can well be started with the starting point of the struggle for American independence and exposing the Rockefellers, as agents of a foreign power, and that's what it is. The Rothschilds, they set them up and help, and through the National City Bank of Cleveland, Rockefeller was an independent power. He was not an independent power. He was controlled by the Rothschilds, who began to finance his march towards total oil monopoly in the United States, and that's all on record. Eventually, they broke the monopoly, right? But then he built the trusts, the foundations. Remember that? They break the trust, but they create the tax-free philanthropic foundations, the Carnegie Endowment for World Peace and all that lovely stuff. But getting back to the medical mafia, you have all of this money. Sloan Kettering, Dr. Armand Hammer was a moving force between situations that were going on. Oh, yep, Randy Simmons and Dr. Carpenter are calling in as expected, talking about the medical mafia and the cancer fraud. Here we go. Good afternoon. I'm trying to answer.
Hello,
Hey,
you mean good evening?
Good evening, I should say. Yeah, I don't know why you're still ringing. Why are you still ringing?
Hello?
Why are you still ringing?
We lost him again?
No, why are you still ringing, guys? That was weird. You were ringing for like ever while I was, it was weird. But I'm glad I got through to you, and I'm glad you got through to us.
Really?
Yeah, you were ringing over the, after I answered the phone. Anyway, having some streaming issues for a little earlier, but it seems to be okay now. How are you guys doing? I spoke to you earlier, Randy, and okay, I know you're hanging in there.
Yeah.
It's some bad stuff out there going on. I was going to mention, I sent Randy, Randy, I had sent you the that link from Andre Evans, and I mentioned it again about this 10 years of cancer research that had to be considered fraud,
Wing Chang. I still haven't read the whole article to see what it is that was considered fraudulent, though.
Yeah, there's other stories. With false foundations, you cannot create a proverbial structure with highly integrated.
Right.
That's what this guy wrote in the article.
And I wouldn't doubt it for a second, because everything.
Well, because what they
everything
do is, even with the drugs, they do research, they pay for the research, but they tell them what outcome they want.
Right,
so
exactly.
they have to finagle the data. Yeah. Well, let me give you an example, okay? Years ago, after I was thrown out of the defense industry for being a whistleblower, so I was blacklisted, I couldn't get a job in the defense industry, I finally ended up getting a job as a statistician, mind you, for a company that was writing reports for NIH, National Institute of Health. It was supposed to look at the test data, we do the statistics, and then write a report. Well, a report was written on fluoride in water and the effect that had in the animal testing, mice testing, and NIH came back and said they didn't like the results.
No, they didn't like
they didn't. Yeah, they didn't like it, and we had to adjust the data. And I said, what do you mean adjust the data? That is the data from the test. What do you mean adjust it? And I didn't do it.
Of course.
Right.
Well, that's like Dr. Scott Rubin, who was a well-respected anesthesiologist, the former chief of acute pain at Bay State Medical Center in Springfield, Mass. It came out that Dr. Rubin fabricated the data for 21 studies, of which doctored to deceive consumers into thinking drugs like Vioxx and Celebrex were safe, and we know now, of course, they're not. But they lie. I mean, take these drugs. Take Orencia, and it might give you cancer, but don't worry. But then, since they give you that little disclaimer, if you get cancer, you can't blame it on Orencia. You know, it's crazy.
Oh, well, we have great drugs to deal with cancer.
Oh yeah. So it doesn't matter that's what they say. It doesn't matter that you get cancer because we can take care of that, right? Yeah. But I mean, it's unbelievable, and that goes really hand to hand to what those jerks of FDA said. Well, you know, the research you have to do research for this. Where are the clinical trials? What clinical trial? It's just a non-invasive, but it's still a surgical procedure. There are no clinical trials for surgical procedure. It's just the methodology. Oh, you have to do the trials, and they have to be done in a university. Yeah, see, that's what happened from out of a university. Basically, what he's saying that I do not have a right to pay myself for independent research. No, you have to hand it over.
Uh-oh. Hello. Well, I lost internet. I lost the whole internet. All right,
Are you back?
Yeah, we lost the internet again. I'm still recording, but we lost the stream. I don't know what's going on. And, you know.
So when did we lose it? What didn't they hear?
I don't know. I don't think we missed anything. It was just we were talking. You know, just keep going. We're talking about the schools. The fact the schools require you to do the research there. And if you do
no, they
research,
don't. It's the FDA that was trying to feed me that story.
Right.
The university do not require that. It's FDA that were trying to feed it, that what I did was worthless because it should have been done in the university. Yeah, look what happens in university. Besides, has to be a drug that you do those testing. And see how they're finagling. Statistics today is, and has been for years, is ridiculous.
Expensive study. Who's going to pay for it?
That's right.
Klein or Pfizer or
Merck,
you think they're gonna
any of them, any of the medical mafia.
Yeah.
Live, we're breaking in and up though. People on the live broadcast are like probably don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, but it's okay. It's coming back.
Well, we're connected to you. We're connected to you, so that
I know. I don't know. They're affecting the live stream broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the people that are listening, because that's what happened. They don't want me to talk. They don't want me.
No, it's absolutely obvious, and right there you can just see it happening, as it's happened many times, and other times. I mean, it's just so obvious there.
Yeah.
And also, new article that Dr. C just put out today.
Never had streaming problems.
You
have another article? Oh, where is it?
Yeah. It's on medicalconspiracy.com, and it's also on the Medical Conspiracy blog, medicalconspiracy.wordpress.com. But if you can go to just medicalconspiracy.com, there's the original, and it's putting a chronology, putting what happened last week into kind of a context, you know, explaining what led to what.
Yeah, and it's...
God damn it! Bastards! Are you guys there? Hello? Thank you, COINTELPRO. You sons of bitches. How nice was that? They didn't like
jury.
That. They didn't like that word. They didn't like that. Yeah, jury. Jury. Keep going from jury.
Jury,
right.
jury. Stack jury. Stack jury. Picked by one damn attorney.
Ridiculous. Unconstitutional. Having a jury selected by the plaintiff attorney only. Have a trial with the plaintiff only. No, the defendant. No one there. And no witnesses.
Suppression of evidence.
Absolutely. No witness for the defense allowed. Because they outnumber the people that were slandering us. That's what happened. And that was a farce. So I exposed, not because I said so in a video like they did. No, I showed the hard black and white evidence of the documents, of what they did. I showed it on the video. That's why they had a fit, and they couldn't do anything. They tried to send the writ of execution so they could take away everything I have, and I don't.
Federal Judge James M. Moody.
Yeah, that one in Arkansas, yes. But I'm just a bulldog. I mean, come on. And then that didn't work because I don't have any property. And by the way, the rules are that they cannot take away what you make money with. So what did they do? What did they do? They send the FDA that they are Gestapo. By the way, they should be in the blog, and you must say American FDA or Gestapo, question mark. There is also another article up in the blog.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm going to the page right now. I'm gonna go there. I was just actually there. There was your background music was there, Randy, that you put up there. It was pretty cool. You probably actually didn't hear it, but yeah, I'm trying to move.
Are you talking about the Mars Bringer of War? Is that what you're talking about?
Mars.
Yeah, let me just get this thing situated there. And
but that's where everything is. Yeah.
Right, hold on a second. One second. Let me just get this thing widened so we'll be able to see.
Oh, you're putting it on your screen?
Oh yeah. I'm going to show the whole page because for some reason it's not. I'm not able to see it when it's. I guess I don't know. It's strange, but all right. Yeah, I'm on your page right now,
You can stop that music, by the way. Just click the button on
Yeah, I did, and there we are. And I'm going to put this down here.
Approval. I like that music.
It's good. No, I think it's great, and I'm going to put it on the screen right now.
Oh, it's the show theme.
Yeah, and there you go.
That's what we use for the theme of the radio show.
Basically, you have the Medical Conspiracy Show.
Yeah.
And the article that you have here is...
The latest one.
The latest one is...
what's the title, Randy?
Medical Conspiracy Show Returns? No, that's not it.
No. Hey, Randy, what's the title of the newest article?
It's violation of civil rights committed by FDA.
Yeah, it
Just
should be
look
on
for the big badge.
Oh, FDA,
look for
I see that. Oh, there it is. I got it. No, here it is.
Just click on the badge. It'll take you to the article.
What, on the badge? On the FDA badge? Yeah.
Yeah, click on the FDA badge.
Bastards.
And that will bring to the... Yeah, absolutely.
Bastards. All right.
Well, you posted his, the head of the team that invaded my territory.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Jeremy Bain.
Yeah, you know that. You posted his business card.
Oh, yes.
But he did what he was told to do. I mean, he was a jerk still, but...
We got a little feedback off of that, though.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
I hope so.
Yeah, your article is right there, up there. Everybody should go there to themedicalconspiracy.com and then support...
Please sign the petition.
Yeah, we need signatures. We've had some good results this week, but we've got a long way to go to 10,000. There's I'm seeing new comments being put up every day.
I'm going to play your video. Should I play your video? I'm going to play your video for the people. All right? It's right here, right? So just hang loose. It's just the beginning of it.
The Truth Rises?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the audio. Okay, it's off.
Yeah, all four of those videos are dealing with that bogus trial.
I are here again. Les Medink and Dr. Carpenter are here again for you.
Bogus lawsuit.
Some of you might be aware of the fact that we put out some videos. And the videos were presenting evidence that all the attacks on the web were based on misinformation to the public, were based on lies and omission of facts.
Well, no, you can't hear it, but I'm just trying to show the people that are on the website that you're defending yourself, which is, of course, what you need to do.
Those videos were flagged
and they don't
by
want
the very people that had been attacking us for 2 to 3 years.
That first video has a little segment from the news,
they were placed complaints to YouTube, and apparently...
Little clip of Lori Fulbright and the witness that they brought in.
It's on this video?
Yeah. It's a few minutes into it. It clips over to the news. Just a few minutes of the news footage that
to show what God
to show and partially to show how that phrase "false hope." False hope. We've heard it a million times.
I'm going to play the news segment.
Would cure her.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. I'll play the news segment. Give it a minute. Oh, here. Oh, I just saw the Wolving creature. Hold on.
Carpenter's treatment cost
that was fair use. I'm allowed to use that because that's news.
So am I. Here we go.
I'm not an MD or a DO, so I can...
I'm going to put the video on for everybody right now.
Now, I normally don't discuss the cases.
You're still talking there because I know you can't hear it on the Skype.
We are getting attacked.
I don't want to go past the beginning, though. It's just a couple of seconds ahead.
Died, and we are being accused of it.
Now it's about the woman dying. Here it is.
So
looks like it's starting right now.
And the reason why we're discussing the case is because whenever somebody brings up our name on the web, all this garbage comes right below our website. And part of it is the news. Gee, I wonder why he was nothing.
The lawsuits questioned her credentials and accused her of pushing junk science. And even worse, selling false hope to desperate cancer patients.
Guys, chill out.
Bob Becca's wife, Cindy, is someone who believed. He says she searched for alternative treatments after learning she had breast cancer, found Carpenter online, and went to her clinic for treatments. Bob says Carpenter told them Cindy's cancer had been killed.
What actually happened to your wife, though, with her cancer?
Well, what happened with my wife's cancer is that she had it treated with a laser, and it continued to grow.
He says it has now spread to Cindy's chest and brain, and she is likely going to die. He can only wonder what that year spent on Carpenter's treatments cost them.
Because she
Here's the woven
trusted
preacher.
what Dr. Carpenter told her, which was that she was cancer-free after just 5 treatments at Lay's Med in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Including Cindy Babecca in Georgia, who died of cancer. Her friend posted a YouTube video in her memory.
What about the
6 children?
Helga?
She's in there.
Yeah. I just hope I can get
Rebecca
a chance to
says
say
Carpenter
something about the
promised
comment
his
of
wife
falsehood.
her treatments would cure her.
She was completely confident.
That's where it started, right there in that.
More confident in the doctors we
Lost wife
talked to
to
that
cancer,
she
not
could
to the
save
type.
Cindy
You
from
see that?
dying of cancer.
Lost wife to cancer, not breast cancer. Not
No,
right.
generic.
Right. See how they
Had to be generic about it.
right.
However, Cindy's cancer did not go away,
Yeah,
and she later died.
False hope?
Yeah. Thyroid cancer was never mentioned.
That year that she spent on
Rebecca
Carpenter's
recently
treatment.
testified in a civil suit against Carpenter
That year.
brought on by one of her former patients.
What was it,
The
6
Arkansas
or
jury
8
awarded
session?
that patient
6 or 8 days, I don't
$2.5
remember.
million
Something like
in
that.
damages.
She was
Yeah.
in Little Rock for 8 days, I think, is what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because it. Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But that's there, and please support Dr. Carpenter. They took her. The FDA came in and took her lasers. She has a viable treatment that everyone has a right to. She has
it's horrible. What happened to this lady? It's
she has
no doubt
She has
about it.
people that have been treated that have great results and
They're cured. They're being cured.
They're cured.
People don't want to hear
they'll go on the
cured, but
record.
they're cured.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, it's horrible what happened to this Cindy lady that they used on the news and capitalized
But
on.
that was her mistake. I told her not to go for chemo and radiation. She didn't listen.
Right, but they
What's the
exploited
problem?
her. They exploited
Yes,
her
they
case.
exploited her, and that's false hope. That they gave her false hope.
Well, yeah, they gave the false
They
hope because
killed her, and then they
killed her
turned
and
around
said,
and blamed me for it.
Blame it on the.
How
blame
can
it
you
on
say
the
I did
opposition.
it when she had a year of chemo and radiation? Get real.
Well, that's the whole thing. They were trying to blame. They were blaming the entire thing on the fact that your treatment, right? Chemo doesn't do anything bad. It doesn't cause cancer. It doesn't help. Oh, come on, that cures cancer, right?
It doesn't kill you. Yeah.
Well, no, that's what everyone.
That's
the lie.
Yeah.
That's the lie, right?
I'm going to get everybody on preventative chemo.
Yeah, preventative chemo. That's the new thing. A cancer pill. That's the new thing. A virus for the vaccine for cancer, right, Dr. Carpenter? That's the new thing, right?
And that's the most ridiculous thing. How can these people that call themselves scientists say there is we are looking for a vaccine and we're doing research for a vaccine for cancer? Cancer is a malfunction of your own cells that they continue to grow without stopping the state because the signal to tell the cell to grow doesn't go off at all and continues on. They're in continuous growth. That's how they recognize with the biopsy that it is cancer. So how can you say that it is something that a vaccine can handle? A vaccine can only handle a foreign invader.
That's right.
Not your own cells. That's ridiculous. They're talking about false hope, misleading the public, and taking money on the false pretenses. They are guilty of that. What they do, turn around and accuse me of what they're guilty of.
That's
because
right.
they all know that what I do works. Hyperthermia kills tissue. That's it. It's a known fact. So they know what I do, it works, and they want to suppress it, exploiting people that don't know. They don't know. If somebody doesn't know biology and doesn't know enough of science to realize what's going on, and then they exploit those by telling them, "Oh no, she's a quack. She doesn't know what she's talking about. We are talking about real things.
Yeah, the medical mafia knows everything because of the foundations that funded them, and they went to school there, and they also own all of the goddamn drug companies.
Yeah, the medical school are all controlled by the drug companies. And you know what? If you're against it, and if you say you do anything against that, you'll never graduate it. You never will graduate.
And you know that little piece of video that you played with the news clip in it and the woven creature in there, that also goes to show that. See, that was in 2009. 2010, was it? Early 2010. Yeah, but it goes to show that Wolven was connected to the insiders from the very beginning, and this is the same person whose complaints resulted in the FDA storming Dr. Carpenter.
Yeah,
well, yeah, because they say it. Yeah, because they repeat it like, you know, Patsy trained and repeated exactly all the same thing that this woman has been pasting all over the web. Oh.
And they didn't bother to look up the article about her filing all of those false assault charges back in the 90s.
No, they don't do that.
Right.
Or she goes to abortion clinics and causes mayhem there. And,
right.
You know, they don't say
right.
that.
Drags people in court and doesn't admit that she lied until she's put to the test, finger on the stand.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
She's a shell.
So
she's a mole. She's a minion. She's a busybody bitch.
Professional.
We played her theme song last night, Dr.
Yes, we did, actually. Yeah.
Really?
She gets under my skin, this one. Because we all have free choice. We have free choice.
She has no moral. She doesn't care. She will start caring the moment she gets it. She gets the cancer.
God forbid. Yeah, I wouldn't want that on even my worst enemy. So, but I mean, you know, terrible.
The cancer in itself is not a problem, okay? The cancer is not that big of a deal to deal with if you do it properly. What is scary is what they do to a person with cancer. That is the horrible part. And these people are supporting it.
Yeah. Tell me something. If she came to you, say 10 years down the line, if she came to you with and she had cancer, and she offered to make a public apology.
I send it to Brzezinski.
Even if she offered to make a public apology?
Yeah.
Okay.
Must go to Brzezinski.
Sorry, Michelle.
Yeah, sorry, no. That's justice. She can go to Brzezinski and believe what Brzezinski said, because in the end, Brzezinski, he might give you some things here and there, but in the end, you get chemo.
Unless it's one type of brain cancer?
I think he uses chemo also there, but I'm not sure of that because I don't handle brain cancer patients. I cannot handle them, so I don't know what he says to brain cancer patients and what he does. I don't know. But all the other ones, they all get chemo. With one excuse or another, they all get chemo. So
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Don't listen to her. That's disinfo. Yeah, she's a paid disinformant. Yeah. Right. Oh, I've heard that so many damn times. It's not even funny.
Really?
I can't even go into a thread because they're all over now in the on the alternative groups. You know, somebody brings up Brzezinski and I'll say something about. I'll get strangers chewing me out and calling me a troll and a disinfo and a.
Really go to Brzezinski and see what happens, because I've had a lot of patients that went there and then they either left or went through it, but I come out and they say this is what happened.
Yeah. And especially when I tell them where I heard this, they won't believe it. Obviously.
Yeah, they say, oh, you're lying. No. Just go there and you'll find out.
Yeah, that's the truth. Well, listen, I want to thank you all for joining us, and we'll have to keep fighting the good fight here, but it's...
thank you. Sorry about the connection issue.
No, I can't help that. You know, it's just, again...
Thank you, COINTELPRO. Yep. Thank you for all your hard work.
All your hard work, you know, shortening our broadcasts, confusing people, and, you know, whatever. But the truth is here. You just have to, of course, it's not easy to find sometimes. Sometimes it's obscured by bullshit, COINTELPRO, nonsense. But it is there for everybody to see. Just open your eyes. I'm Howard Nema. See you tomorrow night, 9 to 10 p.m. here on Truth Talk News on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com. God bless you all. And now we have Harry Link with Death to the New World Order.
MedicalConspiracy.com. Sign the petition. Sign the petition.
Sign the petition. MedicalConspiracy.com. Take care. I have a little thing here, a little closing out piece here. I got this little piece of music called Something That We Should Know About, because we are what? After all, we are the people, right? So we the people should rise, and that's what's going to happen here. So this is We the People.
I hope so.
You can't hear it.
I don't know.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Okay.
Thanks.
You too.
Hey, you too, man. Thanks.
Every day